I messaged the guy that runs all of the social media for Kings, the marketing team in Prague, and I said, hey bud, like, I'm doing a bet at the moment, I'm not allowed to use social media, but do you want me to send you videos to upload onto the King? Wow, what a flop.
Wow.
Queen 5-5, nut flush for Yaron, trips for Hay, flush draw for Dorvey, and top pair, backdoor hearts for Bam Müller. I mean, action flop, right?
For sure. And it was a family pot. Like the raise from Yaron from early position got called right behind him, and then that kind of like got the ball rolling of that's going to be a huge, that's going to be a family pot. And it's expected to have one of the players maybe hit it really hard. So I don't think Yaron's going to go. Did he check? I'm not sure he checked. According to the graphics, he checked. But I think that might not escalate that badly, even though...
yeah, I don't think he has checked.
Yes, he's going to bet, and he's going to get called in one spot, and then I think shoved on by Chai. Oh, not... No, Chai has a lot of chips. Ooh.
Yeah.
I thought Chai was short, so he has 1.2 million. That's... He might just call to see if there's no spade. I'm not sure he's going to raise.
Bam Müller's not going to get out of the way. Dorvey's not going to fold either. Like, by the time he gets back round to Hay, there's going to be
a lot of money in the pot. Yeah. And since we have so many spades out there, the chances of us seeing another spade are lower.
Look at this. What is going on?
Wow.
This is insane.
He might be afraid of another 5. I don't know. He might just call because he's afraid of, you know, a lot of... Maybe he can tie with something. Maybe there's a queen on the turn and he wants to let it go.
So he's verbally announced raise.
He's raising. He's not raising a lot. He's raising, making it. What is it?
Yeah, he verbally announced raise. Looks like 205.
205.
Which I personally don't think is going to be enough to...
Yeah, I think it's too low.
Get rid of the spades. El Benjamin over on the World Poker Tour Facebook page saying, which one of you fishes want to have some side bets?
Oh,
let's wait until after the hand, then we'll come up with something.
Well, yes, they'll come up with something. Good one, Eyal.
Yaron reaching for what looks like cooling chips. And I mean, what do you do in Bam Müller's spot? Oh, fair play.
Quick fold, yeah.
That is disciplined.
He knows either one of them might have the better queen or a combo or a 5 or whatever, like, or a flush draw or a 5.
Yeah, no, fair play. That's showing his discipline there. And 6 of hearts on the turn. Yaron now with a pair to get along with his nut flush draw. Or 2 pair, I should say. 765 in the middle. Hey, the effective stack.
Let's see if Yaron's going to find a fold here. I'm not sure. Because Chai's not gonna bet a lot exactly, and that might keep Yaron in there. That's 250.
Yeah, 33% pot.
Yeah, that's not a lot. And Yaron has a lot of chips, so he knows if he hits a spade, he might get it all.
Oh, Benjamin's calling for the 7 of spades, please. You're just a sick human being, wanting that kind of pain.
7 of spades would be indeed a lot of pain. Just the way that he stacks his chips, you can see that he's not a lot. He doesn't have a lot of experience in live play. Just by the way he handles his chips.
1.26 million in the middle, stack pot ratio of 0.66. Going to the river. It's the 4 of hearts.
And a small bet, a tiny bet of 175.
Yeah, Hay.
Downsizing it, and he's snap calling it.
I mean, Yaron just
with
can't
a 6.
fold.
He can't fold for that small of a bet.
Just get like 10 to 1 on a call.
Sees the bad news with the 5.
Joseph Simonich calls on the button with the King 9. Tom Vogel saying in the small blind. Vogel's song, I should say. announced his name for us late yesterday. Makes the call.
You're
Charlie Carroll makes the call.
mispronouncing Tom then too. You gotta do it in his accent. It sounds a lot cooler. Tom.
How about this? King, Queen, 9. Top 2 pair for Charlie Carroll. Bottom 2 pair for Tom Vogelsong. And
Top and bottom.
Top and bottom for Joseph Simonich. Jonas with jacks and the gut shot. Action on Joseph with those kings and 9s. Sees a lead from the small blind with 2 calls. He's thinking, what is going on here? 2 hearts on the flop. No hearts in anybody's hand. No respect, Vogelsong says.
All 4 hands in that weird spot between wanting to protect their hand and wondering if they're beat already. Tom putting out a much heftier bet, trying to thin this field a little bit.
The one player who's drawing dead leads for 175K.
Fold.
Carroll calls. Now it's time to fold the jacks.
Be a really cool spot for the jacks to just put in a massive raise.
Yeah, so true.
It's like, you guys
Do
probably
have
don't
a
have
jack,
jack 10,
right,
so. By really cool, I mean somewhat suicidal play, but always rooting for
In the
it.
3 players.
Yeah.
Great entertainment. Nice lay down there
Heads up.
by Joseph.
Understatement. With the 2 hearts on the board too, just to be able to pull top and bottom like that.
Sure.
5 of diamonds on the river.
I mean, that's fine.
600K in the pot. Vogelsong reaches for chips again.
That's 450,000.
It's 450K.
Call.
The call from Carroll.
290.
He'll show the better 2 pair. The sigh of relief from Joseph, who made the excellent laydown with the kings and 9s.
Roger joins the party. Jack 6 of diamonds from the big blind. Queen 9-3, 2 hearts. Monstrous flop for Zhao. He with an open, a straight draw and flush draw, but Paul with bottom set. We'll see a big one here. Paul surely will see bet this flop texture. He'll raise or call. I suspect he may just call this. That will allow Ferrado to call also. We may see this go 3-way to the turn. Don't forget, Paul is showing a fair bit of strength c-betting into the 2 ranges of Zhao and Neil. That is on Ferrado now, facing a bet and a call in front of him, holding top pair. Won't be loving life though with Queen and a 10 kicker. pair. 17 million chips in the middle for this one. And what a lovely looking card that is for Paul. The deuce of spades.
8 million.
Just below half pot, 8 million the bet. Zhao makes the call, and now Farado can surely get away from this, having seen the same action repeated on the turn. If Zhao had folded, he may have hung around. But once Zhao calls, he knows normally has a better queen. Brick on the river, unsurprisingly the way Paul's day's been going. Well, two options here, check or bet. I don't like check, only works if you think your opponent. There it is. Zhao, of course, folding that misdraw. He completes. John will check his option with sevens, taking us four-way to the flop. And well, ace 9 8 eventually rolls off. Action for sure. Seth with top two, Danny top and bottom, Paul with a gut shot straight draw and that queen high flush draw, and they both check it on over to the man with the draw. $30 the bet, of course. John with a gut shot to the wheel. Can't get involved. Does indeed come out with the check raise. Not that's going to worry Paul too much with that combo draw. But it's Danny, the one who will now be in an interesting position, holding top and bottom on a jewelry board. Once to his left, does have to worry about Paul. Makes the call now. Paul trying to piece this together. And Paul does decide just to continue with a little bit of caution with this big draw. Does have position, remember, in a three-way pot. Not a bad spot to be at all. King on the turn. Very good card for Seth to see.
All in.
Does move in and it's pretty. Folds and well, one sizing Paul didn't want to see was the all in. That's called 478 to win 800. Not getting the price with this draw.
What the fuck you have? Flush draw? No more flush draw.
That is what
Của phải.
Paul is worried about.
Sập xệ đâu đây của phải. Lượng thủ phải.
That Danny had some of his outs.
Không phải à?
I mean, look at these hand ranges. It's not something you normally see. We've somehow gone four-way at the flop, guys, with ace-jack, 8-6, 3-4, and jack-3. And this is a 1K event, guys. Anyone who's not in this yet, I'm absolutely fuming that I'm not getting to play this. I'm telling you. Anyway. Boom. Austin just flops the essential nuts.
Terry
Might bust here. It's definitely not impossible.
He's a redraw to the straight flush after flopping the straight. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, you are. I
he's
mean,
putting it in. He's putting it in.
This is going to be a disaster because Paul's going to c-bet. Terry is then got to act. He may raise flop here. He does just call. I mean, Austin has a mandatory check raise. I think he just calls. Surprising. A little bit of deception. Perhaps wanting to underrepresent the strength of his hand. Against Paul's stack size, c-betting into three people, I would check raise here quite a lot. We still have some bluffs, like just King of Diamonds X, stuff like this. Perfect turn for Austin. Now, Paul has to be worried here. Right, c-bet being called in two spots on a very dynamic board. I'd like to see him check, to be honest. and he has correctly the juice that he checks. Terry,
now Terry's not
I mean, it's
checking
always a
no
bet,
way.
always a bet. 4,800 looks like the bet.
Austin has played this perfect.
4,800.
Yeah, and now he needs to be thinking, how do I get max value here out of... I think he's just going to call again, you know. He does. Call in a horrible spot here. Even if you think you have the best hand going to the river, you got to fade all diamonds, all 3x, all 4x. I think Paul will fold here. That's the prediction. Very tough spot. This is one of those horrible spots in poker where you're... The problem is that Terry's range is so wide that it can affect your decision. Even though, you know, normally this is a pretty simple fold, facing this level of action.
Calls, and now this pot is up to 22,000 plus, and Terry with just above a pot size bet left behind.
The one thing that you might see here sometimes is on a blank, Terry might check back river here with a straight, which would seem nitty, but against these two ranges, I wouldn't be shocked to see it happen. Oh, don't lead. He's going to get paid off by Terry.
At least.
Paul's just in a horrible situation.
15,300. Can you do it later? Later, he's in the hand, yeah? He's in the hand.
Austin leading 15.3k. So if we dig into the theory behind this hand,
He's in the hand, so let him...
Austin's only real bluffs here is literally King of Diamonds X. That's it. Like, there's really, you know, it would have to be suicidal to just be openly bluffing here, and Paul has correctly got away from it. I mean, Terry beats everything but flush, right? So this is going to be tough. I don't think he'll fold. You can see him counting out the call. And he does. Pays him off. Massive pot for Austin. Takes his chip stack up over 100,000.